While we are highly trained professionals dealing in complex mathematical procedure, we do encourage you to try this at home as it will hopefully enhance your mathematical understanding. So welcome back to 1 Lesson 3 Math. This is the 5th video in the 10 minutes 10 marks playlist, Cambridge Checkpoint Edition 2, and the questions are handling data exam style questions that could also be found on an IGCSE paper or a GCSE paper as well. So there's 4 questions. If you'd like to have a go at these 4 questions and time yourself for 10 minutes, 11 minutes, 12 minutes, up to you, then please pause the video now and I will then proceed with the solutions and explanations. So, question 1. Dino enjoys sausage rolls a bit too much if we are to be honest. He records how many he eats for 40 days in the table. We've got a data table there. Dino obviously eats either 0, 1, 2 or 3 sausage rolls, and the frequencies, the days on which he eats this number are recorded. For example, there was 23 days where he ate 2 sausage rolls on each of those days. So part A, everyone likes a good part A. We need to find the mode. Part B, we need to calculate the mean. So part A, the mode is the most common. Bear in mind, Dino only ever ate 0, 1, 2 or 3 sausage rolls. We need to look at which of those has the highest frequency. So the highest frequency is 23. That corresponds to 2 sausage rolls. So the mode is 2. Now to calculate the mean, I always say Adam is a mean guy, divide him. What I mean by that is we need to add the numbers up and then divide by how many there are. So to find out the total number of sausage rolls, to add up the sausage rolls, we need to multiply out this table. Now there were 2 days where he ate 0 sausage rolls. 2 times 0 is 0. But there were 11 days where he ate 1 sausage roll. So 11 times 1, that's 11 sausage rolls. Now there were 23 days where he ate 2 sausage rolls on each day. So that's going to be 46 sausage rolls in total. And then there were 4 days where he went completely wild and had 3 sausage rolls. So therefore that's going to be 3 times 4, 12 sausage rolls. Now this is the part where we can now add up. Adam is a mean guy. 0 add 11, add 46, add 12 is 69 sausage rolls. Now we're going to divide this by the number of days that there were, the total frequency, 2 add 11, add 23, add 4, that adds up to 40, though it does tell us that in the question. So the mean is going to be 69 divided by 40, and that's 1.725. So we're going to make like a sausage now and roll on to question 2, where Antenna has a habit of picking up signals each day. The data shows how many signals she picks up each day for 40 days. And we need to draw a frequency polygon to show this data. So the data table itself tells us that there were 4 days where she picked up greater than 0 and less than or equal to 10 signals. We don't know exactly how many, but we know that the data is within that class interval. There was 8 days where she picked up greater than 10, less than or equal to 20 signals. Another 15 days where she picked up greater than 20, less than or equal to 30, and 13 days where she picked up greater than 30 and less than or equal to 40 signals. Now basically to plot this, we're going to plot the frequency being the y-axis, and the signals as the x-axis. Now, because we've got class intervals, we're going to go in the middle of those class intervals to plot. So for example, for 0 to 10, we're going to plot at 5, and there were 4 days where she picked up that many signals, so we plot as I've just shown on the screen. Now, between 10 and 20, the midpoint would be 15, so at 15, we're going to plot 8. The next midpoint is 25, and that corresponds to a frequency of 15, so we plot accordingly. And then finally we've got 35 as the midpoint, and we're going to plot 13. Now to make this into a frequency polygon, we just join up these points. So our frequency polygon is going to look like this, and that would be the correct answer for question 2. So question 3, on the pie chart below, 30 people prefer the glorious music of the Spice Girls. Part A, everyone likes a good part A, especially when there's Spice Girls music playing. How many people does the pie chart represent in total? And part B, how many people prefer ABBA? Now there's two ways to do part A. We can see that Spice Girls represent 1/4 of that pie chart. That's 30 people, and we could multiply that by 4, and that would tell us that the pie chart represents 120 people. However, had that not been a quarter, and had it been a more difficult value, you might have been better off by working in this way, saying 90 degrees equals 30 people, and what we can do is we can divide the degrees by the number of people to find out how much one person is worth. So one person would be 90 divided by 30, because 90 degrees represented 30 people. So each person would be worth 3 degrees, and then because a pie chart is 360 degrees, we can do 360 divided by 3, and that also gives us 120 people. So either way, Parco Sempioni Maths, you can find that the pie chart represents 120 people. Now, how many people prefer ABBA? Now, it shows us on the pie chart that ABBA is 72 degrees. Now, because we've worked out that one person is 3 degrees, we can do 72 divided by 3, and that tells us that 24 people out of the 120 preferred ABBA. Okay, so moving on to question 4. The weights in kilograms of 12 birds are shown as follows. We need to draw a stem and leaf diagram to show the data. So we're going to start off by drawing our stem, and our stem is going to be the number of tens. Now the smallest value is 6 that I can see, the biggest value is 31, so my tens are going to go 0, obviously when there's no tens, 10, 20 and 30, so they're going to make up our stem. Now our leaf is going to be the values, the unit values to represent the data. So I look at my smallest values, 6 and 7. I can plot them on the 0 line in order. That's very important that we do it in order. Now on the 1/10s line, we're going to look at the values there. So this is going to be 11, 11, 11, 14, 15 and 18. I'm putting a little dot next to each number as I take note of it, and then when I put it on my stem and leaf diagram, I know that I haven't missed any values. So to represent the data that's on the tens line, I'm going to say, right, okay, I've got 11, 11, 11, that's the 1, 1, 1, and then I've got 14, 15 and 18, that's the 4, the 5 and the 8. So then on the 2 tens, the 20s line, I look at my values, I've got 22, 25 and 27. So we've already got the tens, I'm going to put the 2, the 5 and the 7. So that represents the data there. Just check there's no more 20s. No, there isn't. Finally, I've got 31. So on the 30s line, the 3 tens line, I'm going to put the 1. Now that's my stem and leaf diagram complete, but I do need to have a key to show what the data represents. So I can choose any of the tens and the units, but 3/1 equals 31 kilograms. Obviously, the actual units of measure are very important too. Now, to find the median for part B, the median is the middle value. So we need to look at our values and say, right, do we have a middle value? There's 12 values. Half of 12 takes us to the 6th and 7th value. So the 6th value is 14. The 7th value is 15. So actually, because we've got 2 values in the middle, we need to add them together and then divide by 2. So because 14 and 15 are in the middle, we can add them together, divide them by 2, and we get 14.5 as our median. The range is the biggest take away the smallest. The biggest value is 31. The smallest value is 6. So 31 take away 6 is 25, and that is the range. So they are the correct answers for these questions. I hope the explanations have resolved any problems that you may have had. Now I'm just going to put the marks to show you how many marks each question was worth. The mode was worth 1 mark, the mean was worth 2 marks, the frequency polygon was worth 2 marks. The first part of question 3 was worth 1 mark. The second part was also worth 1 mark. Stem and leaf diagram was worth 1 mark, and the median and the range were worth 2 marks, 1 each. So, hope that's been a useful video on handling data style questions. We'll see you next time. Hasta la pizza, arrivederci, so long, goodbye, au revoir, ciao for now. Thank you for tuning in, and please subscribe if you haven't already.